And hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 2 of the closed qualifiers for the MSI Valorant Invitational. We've got all of our teams that have been getting prepared for the past day, and I'm watching the matches from yesterday, getting ready to duke it out in Group C and D and find out which of our 4 teams, or which 4 of our teams here, are going to be able to make it through and qualify for next weekend. We've got $10,000 in prizing for these teams to fight over. Joining me here on the broadcast once again is Stokes. And Stokes, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing really well, John. You know, got some food a little bit ago. Got some Korean chicken, the fried chicken, always good stuff. You know, so
very nice.
Yeah, I had to munch down on that real quick. But now we're ready for some Valorant, man. I'm excited for today. We had a really good time yesterday. We actually got all 9 of our maps, so might have a banger yet again here on this fine Sunday.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get our first bracket up on the screen. We'll be starting things off today with Group C. And, of course, we'll be covering the upper bracket finals from that group that you can see already set up for you on your screen. Serenity Black, the first team that made it through to this point in the tournament, taking down Grimjow's Goons 2-0 in the earlier matchup. Same can be said for the Puggy Nerds as they knock out N4D in the same fashion. The 2 losing teams, of course, are not out of the running just yet. They are now down in the losers bracket where they will play their match off stream, the winner of which will play the loser of this game coming up here between Serenity Black and the Puggy Nerds. And that's what we'll be focusing on now as we shift over and start focusing on that. Let's go ahead, of course, and get our schedule up on the screen as well and take a look at what exactly we're going to be covering for matches. And there you go. You've got it right for you there. Serenity Black versus Puggy Nerds, as we talked about before, is what we're going to be focusing on. After that, we will shift over towards Group D and cover both of the qualifying matches there as well. So quite a bit of action lined up for today. Isn't that right, Stokes?
Yeah, absolutely. And all of this is going to be feeding into next weekend as well, guys. So make sure you're paying attention to all of the schedules throughout the day to be up on your Valorant Invitational information.
All right, let's go ahead and get our first 2 team rosters of the day in front of us. Serenity Black should be quite well known to those of you who follow the North American Valorant scene. This team has been having actually some pretty decent results as of late. So once again, it's going to be Dubbin, Aiko, Neon, Nick, as well as Adder jumping into the fray once again. Neon is going to be your more aggressive, that mainstay for the duelist role. Aiko will be picking up the secondary duelist when necessary, as well as flex support, and will be assisted by Adder as well as Dubin in that. Nick, in the meanwhile, will be taking on the controller role, doing most of the smoke work for this team. Meanwhile, for the Puggy Nerds, not too much tape on this team over on the stats side of things on websites such as VLR and whatnot, but Stokes, you got a personal connection to this team from what you told me earlier. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, I kind of had a strange morning here. I was getting ready to cast today, and one of my buddies texted me and asked if I was casting today for the MSI Valorant Invitational. Obviously, I am. I'm here right now, guys, and you can hear my voice. And, well, Wolfen is actually one of my longtime friends that I didn't know was even playing inside of this tournament. I haven't talked to him a long time. He's been playing competitive Valorant here for a little bit, and he gave me some information about this team that's actually quite interesting, John. So I'm just going to read this off to you. They're actually a random 5-stack that came together during the MSI Qualifier 2, and they didn't drop a map the entire qualifier. Basically, how he feels about it is that they have really good chemistry, and that started from the jump. The only issue is that they had to forfeit 2 of their grand finals matches because they didn't have a sub or another teammate because one of them lost power due to the hurricane that hit a couple of weeks ago, I do believe. But either way, they're here now, and they're ready to take it to Serenity Black, and it could be a pretty interesting matchup.
All right, and with that out of the way, guys, we can move right over to the map selections now, and we do want to clarify it's map selections. There are no bans in these picks here, so just going to have a coin toss, the winner of which I believe gets to choose either 2 side picks or 2 map picks, and in this situation, it does appear as though Puggy Nerds wins the coin toss, and they've chosen to select 2 of the maps and take the side choice for one of the maps. So Icebox and Bind is going to be their choice.